Man, I always love that intro. Honestly, it's cool. But hey, welcome to the nerdy phase. Here where we talk about nerdy things and how to nerd out about them, or we nerd out with you, or you nerd out in your home. I don't know. Wherever you nerd out, just nerd out with the nerdy phase. That was a bad intro. I'm really sorry. But as always, we got Tom. Um, Tom is you know, he's not the co-host. He's the number two person. So he's existing more than he ever
Yeah,
wanted
have you
to. And
changed the thing yet, where it just says the nerdy phase instead of with Surge and Ray or Ray and
I
Surge?
have, yeah.
Okay, I haven't actually paid attention to that part, so okay, we're good, we're
It
good.
should all be changed, and so even on Apple Music or Apple Podcast, so that should all be
Discord,
done.
it's not showing it, at least not the logo.
Oh, I need to change that logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lazy sack of shit. Okay, we're good.
So, but yeah, I mean, at least Tom is out there existing where he more than he probably ever wanted to. Appreciate it, but it's fun so far. Then you have me, the nerdy phase host, Serge. As always, I'm keeping tradition. I decided to wear a hat because my hair is a disaster, and this is my One Piece hat with my favorite character from Naruto, or Maru. So he's kind of like a Vegeta, I think. I don't know. But that's a different story altogether. But anywho, um,
Real
hey,
quick
let's
though,
begin the huh?
I want to add on. So I've been watching Unsubscribe podcast, and instead of talking about nerding out, the more offensive way to say what we're going to tism out about today.
Tis him out. All right.
Yep, we're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, I mean, we might get canceled after this episode, guys. You're in for a doozy. um, I don't know how it's gonna be by the end, but hey, you'll find out why here in a little bit.
Well, we
Let's
might
talk
want to
about.
do that sooner than later, just due to the fact otherwise I have nothing to open right now until later, and it's going to be.
Oh, it'll be pretty quick.
Oh
Um,
God. Okay. Oh, sorry.
so,
Never mind. I thought you were talking about how quickly we're going to be going through these.
oh no. Let's start off. I always do. What nerdy thing have we done this week? Um, I mean, I can go first this time since you always go first.
That's fair. Go ahead.
So, um, last week we talked about yo-yos. My yo-yo thing has not stopped. Okay, but I did officially get a new yo-yo. This one right here is
Those
a magic
butterflies.
yo-yo.
Oh,
It's a butterfly style, yeah.
yep.
So it's got the thing. It's also got a metal bearing. So now when I do a yo-yo, I won't get canceled because I can actually do it. So I can do something with this. It's on my
Can
TikTok
can
too.
you can you, can you walk the dog down? Now it's got a bearing
Um,
or a
I,
sleeper.
I can't do it straight, but it walks a little bit, and I can pick it up. But it just it's not straight with me, so I'm working on it.
I know it's hard for you doing
But I
things
can do
straight.
I can do the elevator. I can do the sleeper. So, the sleeper was easy. I did it my first try. I'm like, oh, the berry makes that much of a difference.
All right. By the end of the episode, like not now, but right before we sign off, you have to do the sleeper.
Fair enough. I'll do the sleeper right before we sign off. So, um, I've also got back into Fortnite. I've been playing some Fortnite. Today, like I played with my oldest kid. Though he surprised me. Like it's just funny how things work with kids. It's just one day out of the blue, it just clicks. Like something, I don't know what it is. Something just clicks, right? Um, like I remember just always playing with him, and him like I'll throw a mini at him, and he just walks by past them. Like, dude, you have to drink the mini, get the shield. You need shields, and he'll just, oh, okay. And then I'll like, you know, all of a sudden he'll just like shoot something. Like three people come at me, like person, and I'm like, oh god, I have to
Yeah.
fight a whole squad.
My stepkid played it the other night. We were hanging out down here in the basement and everything. I had the computer hooked up to the big plasma TV that we've got down here. But he was playing, and I was just like backseat gaming the whole time. So we literally only played one match because it's like, go find treasure chests, pick up weapons, go find health, like you're about to die. And then he ended up dying and everything. But because I kept on telling him what to do, he kind of slacked off. But he doesn't take criticism very well. So yeah, we need to
Yeah,
work on
it
that.
when you should I'm with my kids, I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, when you're fighting and I'm down, grab my card and run. Get out of there. Don't fight. Cause
Yeah,
they're gonna die.
yeah.
But man, we had this match and we got a dub. We cleaned house. I was like, what the crap just happened? I've never seen him get this many kills. I had 17, he had 11 kills. We destroyed people.
Oh dang. How old's
So
your
I was
kid?
like, holy cow. Huh?
How old's your kid?
10.
10. Okay.
So, then he says like, "Oh, it's like my mom said that one day I'm gonna be better than you." I'm like, "I don't think so, son.
Yeah.
You'll never be better than me." Because I'm constantly playing, I'm constantly getting better. So, but yeah, I mean, I haven't really watched any new anime. Just the same old, same old. It's getting better. So some of the shows, but yeah. I mean, other than that, that's all I really done this week. That nothing exciting. Just yo-yo and Fortnite.
So I haven't done anything too terribly nerdy. However, though, have you checked out on Netflix Death, Love, and Robots?
It's on my watch list.
It's good. So I started off, I just hit play on it, and I didn't realize I was on volume three. There's two other volumes ahead of it. Um, I haven't seen a good like horror movie in a while. These aren't movies, obviously. These are all just anthologies.
Right.
Each season, there's a first episode that's got like three robots, like this cute little red one, and then more of a taller, menacing looking
Hmm.
one, and then one that's kind of like you know, I can't let you do that, Dave. One of those kind of robots. It's this big pyramid. So
Yeah.
it starts off and it's all light and super dark, and then after the first episode, then they start going almost like Star Wars Visions, where every single episode's animated, but it's animated in a completely and totally different way by some completely totally different director, somebody completely different writing the story.
Hmm.
But there's so I mean it's impossible for me to get like really scared over a movie or a TV show because I know everything's fake. But honestly, it's been kind of a mind fuck, because it's not, the jump scares or any of that kind of stuff that's really messing with me. It's just the implications of, where this would go. Not every episode. Some episodes are just cool. Like I watched an episode earlier today called Lucky 13, pretty much just saying how a lot of people have this really, it's kind of like a drop ship, and everybody on this drop ship who pilots it and rides in it, they're all dead, but the ship keeps returning home, with dead people. This one person goes on there, does a bunch of cool stuff. But honestly, I think that's been my favorite episode so far. There's another
Hmm.
one where they've got some mechs and they're fighting off this like an alien invasion, but the very end of it's really cool. At least a nice little mind fuck, but it wasn't scary, just cool. But then there's also other episodes where they start talking about hive minds, and those are the ones that get scary. Again,
Hive
no
minds. Yeah.
jumps. Yeah, no jump scares, nothing like that. But just the implication that something like that could exist.
I watch
It's
American
just,
Horror Story, so it doesn't bother me.
I still need to watch that one, American Horror. I've heard good things about it. Is it? I felt like anytime I've seen previews, it seemed more like a teen drama type thing versus like scary movie, or maybe I just didn't watch the right trailers for it.
Some of it can be, but it's also some of it's not. It's a pretty dark series. Especially they have a spin-off show called American Horror Stories, which is really cool because every episode is different.
It's like an anthology on
Right,
that.
every episode they don't I mean some episodes connect to the actual series,
Hmm.
but like there's different episodes that are different things, so which is pretty cool. I my wife and I really enjoy it. So it's the only horror thing I love to watch.
Okay, but yeah, so that's my nerdy thing though is Love, Death, and Robots. So if you haven't seen it,
Um,
watch it. It's just again, it's dark. So if you're not good with if you can't handle a good mind fuck, then no, don't watch it.
you remind me of speaking of Netflix, I did notice on Netflix they released a sequel to this autofocus is bothering me. I thought I had that turned off. They released a sequel to which one called it? What's that show? The Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh
I don't know if you ever watched that.
yeah, I
But
think I'm up to date to it on it. I don't remember.
they
I'll have to double
released a
check.
sequel to it because Seven Deadly Sins finished, and then they finished it with a movie. I didn't watch the movie, but
Okay,
whatever.
so no, I have not finished it. I need to get down on that.
But the sequel is like 60. I think it says, what did it say? 16 years after the first one. It's called Seven Deadly Sins: The Four Horsemen of Apocalypse. So,
Same characters, different characters.
the focus is around different characters, but the same characters are in it. I don't know how far you got into the series, but the antagonist is somebody that's introduced in the series, the first one.
I feel like I'm like 3 or 4 seasons in, but I don't know how many seasons it went.
Oh, okay. So the way the final season ends, or the way that the first season ends, not first season, the first series ends, it kind of gives an individual a certain power, and it's what he's supposed to control it for good, but I guess he ends up being evil. I don't know how it works, but
Hmm. And
that's a good.
that's I think one of the reasons why I didn't get so super in on it. I feel like it got a little too convoluted.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing, like, not to dive too deep into it, but the way the story, like, it kind of pulls a Naruto, like it has this whole central villain the whole entire time, and all of a sudden, like, they defeat that central villain, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh well, here's my agenda. One of their people in their team's like, oh, actually, I had a hidden agenda. Here's, um, it's just called chaos. It's, what it is. It's like, I've been hiding a secret. I'm trying to bring back chaos. I'm like, what? But I'm trying to give chaos to this good-hearted person that who can control it.
Hmm.
And then it ends up being, this little thing that you thought was good the whole time was actually waiting for chaos to come, and it's the true villain of the story. I'm like, oh my god, why? So, and they got too lovey-dovey for me. The series was okay, but I'm invested, so I just finish it.
Yeah, as always, you started it, you got to finish it, no matter how bad it is. Like Walking Dead, first few seasons were great, and then everything kind of went to shit. But whatever.
Yeah, Smallville was the same way for me. That show is horrible. First few seasons are good, but then it just went downhill so fast. And yet I watched every single fucking season, all
Yep.
10 seasons. And I'm like, at the end of it, I'm like, what did I do with my life? Why did I watch this?
It's amazing that that show went on as long as it did.
Same thing with like The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. I've seen all that stuff, and I don't know why. They've all went downhill super fast. Superhero drama. That's what it is. It's a superhero soap opera.
Yeah, and that's lame. Yeah, because like honestly, the first couple seasons of The Flash and Arrow were fantastic media. Like the fact that they didn't bring in the TV actor as the Flash was
Hmm.
just heartbreaking because he was so good. And then they got that weird fuck boy. What was that guy's name?
Grant Gustin.
No, no, the other one for the movie one.
Oh, Ezra Miller.
Yeah, Ezra Miller. All the drama on him and like literally assaulting people and all the other shenanigans.
Oh,
Like, come on,
that
guys.
Flash movie was horrendous.
I still want to see it just to see it, but I don't want to. I'm definitely not going to pay any money to see it.
No, it's on Netflix, I think.
Oh,
Netflix or
really?
HBO. Netflix or HBO Max. It's one of those two.
Probably HBO because I doubt it would be on.
Well, Netflix has all the DC stuff right now, which is crazy.
Really,
They
Snyder
have a.
cut.
I don't think they have the Snyder cut. That's HBO exclusive.
Okay,
But yeah, I mean, but hey, that's time for another episode on that one. TV shows versus movies.
Suicide.
Which
Yeah,
is
the
better?
Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Aquaman, Leaving Soon. Oh, that's the first one, so nobody cares anyway. Okay, the Flash TV show. Ooh, Black Adam is on there. I've been wanting to see that.
I watched that one as well.
Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I assume that's the second one.
That is the second one. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to see those at some point in time. Of course, Arrow. I need to see what
Yeah.
what animated stuff's on here though, because the animated stuff's always been solid.
Oh yeah, Netflix is really good.
And I need to watch Lucy. That's not Mar. That's leaving soon. That's the only reason why I bring it up.
You're talking
Ooh,
about the movie with Scarlett Johansson.
yes,
Oh
Blood of
God,
Zeus. That looks interesting.
have you ever
Might
seen
see.
Lucy? You do anything about it?
I've seen some previews, and it looks very interesting. So that's about where I'm at. No, not so much.
I'll let you watch it. I'll let you
Okay.
be the judge for yourself, and then you can next week we can do a little segment on it and see what you thought
Okay.
of
If I
your
get around
nerdy
to it,
thing.
I'll think about it.
So you should. It's your homework.
Okay.
Um, but anyways, just let's get into the nerd news. So
Let's just
let's let
because I want to. So can we finally get into it real quick, and then we'll get into nerd news, just talking about what our overall thing is.
of what?
I mean, of course, in the title is going to be what we're talking about, so everybody knows what I'm alluding to.
Oh
But
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
open and I want to enjoy. It's been
Let's
sitting
do
here.
that.
Yes.
So we're gonna get we're gonna get into it in more detail, but we're gonna start now. Um, After nerd news, we're gonna be talking about the different types of beer. So we're gonna talk about beer. The first thing I'm gonna hit this gummy fruit punch IPA by Sweetwater Brewing. Um, Sweetwater Brewing, they're from Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, this one is we'll get into it, but this one's rated 9.99% APV.
Yeah,
So
this one's only a 5.5, but this is Four Hands Brewing, which is a St. Louis brewery. This is citywide. It is an American Pale Ale. Big fan. Hopefully, I
yeah.
could open this thing without it. Every single one I open, it fizzes. Do
Mm,
good, do do.
hmm. It's fruity, yeah, hoppy.
Ah, just
We'll get more
fucking
into that a
spilt
little bit
again.
later.
Hold on, I gotta go find something to clean up. I don't know what's wrong with this beer. All four of them I've opened, not shaking them or anything. They turned into a mess. So I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? I have a blanket underneath here that I use for when my feet get cold while playing video games. I've got socks and shoes on right now, so I don't really need it. But
Is that St. Louis Cardinals blanket?
St. Louis Cardinals Snuggie.
You're putting it to good use right there.
Fuck you. What you live in Missouri?
I'm from Florida, Miami Marlins. I can't say anything. I'm not really a baseball fan.
Oh, I was about to say the Marlins. Shit, what was the last time they even went to the playoffs?
I mean, last time they won the World Series is in '91.
Oh, yeah, they're so great of a team.
Better than some teams that took like 60 years and still haven't won anything. Oh man, that's good. Um, but yeah, nerd news. Um, so let's just jump into it. So one like major thing, Xbox Game Pass has now has 34 million fully paid subscribers. Um, and that's across PC, growth coming from PC and the cloud. So for those who know, Xbox Game Pass is their their service where you go, you pay like $10 a month on PC, you get all the access to all the Xbox exclusives. If you pay Xbox Ultimate, you get it on your Xbox Series X or S, and then you also get cloud gaming, which is really cool. So you can play on your mobile devices, which I have
Hmm.
done.
Oh
So
yeah, yep.
that's huge news for Xbox. Like no one ever talks about the PlayStation Plus service, and it's actually PlayStation Plus service is pretty good, but Xbox Game Pass is ruling it right now.
No, I've always been a fan of the service. I did it for a short while, because it was super convenient, but at the same time, it's just like, granted, it's not obviously owning a digital copy of it isn't necessarily the same as owning it, but at the same time, it's like, I would like to spend my, you know, for anywhere between $10 and $60 for a game. It's mine. So if times are hard and I don't have any money, boom, I still got games to go to. But
Yeah,
um, to each his own. But at some point in time, you will own nothing and you will be happy.
I've accepted that fact. I own nothing game wise, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I I missed this nerdy thing that I'd done this week. So yesterday, I went to GameStop, traded in 3 games, Switch games, which is I'm like, I don't care about these games anymore, and I'm done with them. Um, I traded in Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, but wait, I'm a big Zelda fan, so why did I trade that in?
Yeah,
And I have
right.
two. I have 2 copies, so I still have I
Okay.
still have it.
I was about to say that's one of those things like Jesus, like why would you get rid? I don't know. It's just again that's one of those games that you keep. But okay,
Yeah, yeah, it is. I
if
have
you've
two
got two
copies
copies, then that makes more
because my
sense.
wife and I both bought one because we didn't want to get a divorce over who plays what
That's
first.
fair. I could respect that.
So
But yeah,
yeah,
now that everybody's played it, everybody's happy.
yeah. So I beat it already, and I traded my copy. I did the same thing with Breath of the Wild. Before we got married, we each had our copy of Breath of the Wild, and we got married, and I traded my copy of the Breath of the Wild, but I still have the game. I mean, I have all the Switches, all the games on
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, I traded that in Pokemon Violet and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got raving reviews. People loved it, but I just couldn't get into it. I could not get into it. I don't know if it's because if the game was good or it's just um I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. Long-term RPGs on the Switch just don't interest me. Um but I traded those 3 in there. Um and Pokemon Violet was garbage anyway, and I beat it, so who cares? We got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out next week on the 29th. So looking forward to that. Be streaming it for sure. Playing on it's a PlayStation 5, but I'm sure it'll come out on PC, but I'm not waiting. I waited long enough for this one as it is, and plus I want to play it on my OLED TV because the game is gonna be beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So
Have you ever hooked up
might
your
as well.
PC to the OLED?
I could, yeah, but
So surprised
it's,
you haven't.
it's close enough. But I just haven't done so yet.
Yeah.
So sure I can handle it. But and then the other thing I forgot to mention is speaking of Switch app so my legitimately my kid, my ex mother in law got uh my one of my middle sons, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So
That's a recent game, isn't it?
it came out in 2022.
Okay.
Um, but I basically beat it, and now I'm doing post game stuff. Which post game gives you a whole extra level, a whole extra world. That's like it's like each world is just each level is like a longer level, but it's just harder. Um,
To like a master mode type thing.
right, like no more like the Master Sword Trials.
Hmm. Yep.
So,
Makes
but
sense.
at the end of the day, it's still if you ever played a Kirby game, you pay $60, beat the game in about 4 or 5 hours, and really wonder why you spent $60 for 6 hours.
Which leads us into, I guess, one of the other nerd news things we were talking about. There's some new Mario games out. There is the Peach one.
Yeah, Princess Peach Showtime. They revealed like new costumes that you could like besides the sword. Like you could do like sword Peach, Baker Peach. You could be like a superhero Peach, whatever. My here's my concern on that. Um, so is it gonna be one of those things where you play like let's say swordsman Peach? You play through that level as a swordsman or a swordswoman, and you have all this fun swordplay. Do that, you beat the level, and then you never use the costume again.
I've got a feeling it's probably going to be like Mega Man or really honestly actually any of the Mario games. Like so like in well, what is it Mario? Not Galaxy. What was the most recent Mario
Oh,
3D
Super Mario
game?
Brothers Wonder.
Not Wonder. No, the 3D
Oh,
one. Open world. Oh my Odyssey. There we go. Where like
Odyssey.
you go back and like, oh, I can't complete this right now. I need to go find another hat to put on that I can switch so then I can complete this, later on. I would imagine it's probably going to be more like that, where you go back, or more like Lego Star Wars, or really any of
Yeah,
the
I
Lego
hope so.
games, where like you can go and play the game, and then you go play the game a second time to go unlock more things, which I think would be a better use. It would definitely give it more playability.
I hope so.
Yeah. Honestly, out of all the games, I think that one probably looked the most interesting because the other one, the Mario v Donkey Kong, like,
Well, that one's a remake, a complete remake. They released that Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the 3DS,
mhm.
and then they're bringing it back. Um, and it's like a puzzle platformer type game. I don't know.
Yeah, I've just never been a huge platformer games. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy, like, Super Mario Bros. The one on the NES, well, all of them on the NES, the Super Nintendo one. Those are all great. But I've always been more of a like a Mario 64, 3-dimensional game and everything. I'm just getting bored because I feel like that's all they're releasing right now. I feel like Mario needs to come out with a new 3-dimensional game, open world
Yeah,
type game.
and not only that, but like Mario, just in the last like year, within a year's time span, he's getting 4 games,
Yeah.
and not even okay, only one original, 2 non-original, because he got Super Mario Wonder, and then Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which was
Hmm.
um a remake, and then they're remastering the Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario. Which I mean, granted, I mean I won't buy it because I have a weird memory with games. I can see it, and I can vividly remember most games I played, even if I've played it one time.
Hmm.
Um, Thousand Year Door was fantastic. It's the best Paper Mario game in the series, hands down. Can't touch it. So for those who haven't got to play, it's definitely a treat. It's definitely worth picking up on the Switch. So, uh, but I mean, well, here's a podcast for the future. Best 2D Mario game. It's not tell our answers. It's just think about it, dwell on it. We can get a subject matter expert on that and see what they say.
Yeah.
But stay tuned for that episode. The next piece of news, you know, uh, it's just it came from a insider gamer source. It's just it's
A
a
rumor,
rumor,
nothing confirmed.
but I mean, insider gaming is pretty good. Their sources are really reliable most of the time. Respawn is has been revealed. Respawn Entertainment that they're developing a first-person Mandalorian game. Um,
I
if this
didn't
is
actually read.
true,
Is it the Mandalorian, or a game where you are a Mandalorian? Which honestly, I would be more excited about being a Mandalorian versus being the Mandalorian. If that makes sense.
um, let's see here. No, you're playing a Mandalorian bounty hunter,
Okay.
so it's not the Mandalorian. You're just a Mandalorian bounty hunter
See, that's
because
dope.
that's good. I think that would be cool. The last time you played as a Mandalorian was Star Wars bounty hunter when you were Jango Fett.
Yep, that was a dope
So
game. I loved it. Had it on what was it, PlayStation 2? Yeah, had it on PS2.
I
That
have
game,
it
it
on
was
my
so
PS5.
freaking hard. Such a hard game to beat. At least it was back in the day. Because like back then, you didn't have any. You had to go and find your health and do it that way. There's no regenerative anything. I mean, obviously your rocket pack and your blasters did that, but like, yeah, no. But overall, though, I love playing the first few missions because that's all I was able to beat back in the day. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I would be extremely excited for that. It's one of those things like, come on, stop talking about it. My boner can only get so hard. But
Now, speaking of which, I know we've never really discussed it, but Star Wars Outlaws is coming out this year.
coming close.
That
Oh,
that's
the other
it's
big question is whether or not the game's canon or not.
oh yeah, that is a big question. I don't know. I don't. We'll find out when it comes out. So, but uh, one piece of news that we didn't cover before we hit the new thing is The Swifty Bowl, Super Bowl, the
Oh,
Swifty
I thought we were
Bowl,
going to talk about the Galaxy tab, but okay, we'll get to that after
the
this.
Swifty Bowl. Um, I mean, I had a Super Bowl party. Um, had some wine coolers, some dip, some barbecue meatballs. Good time. Me and a buddy and my wife watched it, and do you know what the results are in? Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl back to back. Taylor Swift is happy. Travis Kelsey is happier. So there you go. That's all.
I loved all the extra, like, oh, at the end of the Super Bowl, Kelsey is gonna propose to T Swift and everything, and obviously
That
none
didn't
of that
happen. They
happened.
just they just partied hard in
Yeah,
Vegas. The
who
no
even
one
plays in
one
Vegas anyway? That's one thing I meant to look up. Do
that's
they even have a home team?
yeah, the Raiders. The Raiders moved to Vegas. I didn't know. I thought they were still in
Oh,
Oakland, but they're now the Las Vegas Raiders.
okay.
So they played in their stadium. I thought they were still Oakland Raiders, but apparently this year they moved to Las Vegas.
It is a really cool stadium, though. Like honestly, like the outside of the stadium, I
It's new.
thought,
They
yeah, it's
built
brand new. And I
they just
noticed they
built it.
had grass. I think they had grass turf instead of AstroTurf. So
I
that
believe it's an
implies,
inside dome, inside tomb. It's
yeah,
a
it's an
super
inside dome.
dome.
So that implies that they're doing the same thing that the Cardinals are doing, where they actually have a track that is able to take the entire field outside, so they're able to water it, let the grass grow, and then come game time, they move the field back in, which is pretty dope. So I
Yeah,
mean, obviously, I don't know for a fact that that's accurate, but um, based on that information, it sounds like that is a possibility. So, yeah, I was watching the game and I was thinking about I wanted to look all that up, but I'm like, no, I've got all the kids and it needs to be bedtime, so I forgot about it and went to bed. So
and
you got my interest sparked again.
Travis Kelsey made himself a meme. Have you seen that
Oh
where he yells
God,
at Andy Reid? Now I do want to say that uh I saw a TikTok or a reel. I think it was a reel where Jason was like, "Hey, let's talk about Andy Reid." He's like, "What you did was out of line," and Travis Kelsey was didn't mean to bump him, didn't mean to push him over. He was just trying to tell him, and he wasn't yelling at him for the fumble. He was telling him, "Put me in there, coach. Put me in there because I will score for us." And he was just, and he apologized to Reed. So and because Andy Reid told him not to talk to him like that ever again. But but they're still cool. He was just in the heat of the moment. He
oh
was
yeah.
wanting
I mean, obviously
his
the biggest game of
so
the year, so people's emotions are going to be
yeah, he
going.
his teammate failed, and he was like, Travis Kelsey's um the best tight end in the NFL right now, and he wanted to score. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I started watching the game towards the end, probably halfway through the third quarter. Um, I ended up I had to drive to go pick up Evan, so luckily we were able to get back in a decent time. Amber made like the best wings.
hmm,
So of course, me where I work at and everything, I'm able to get some decent food. So I was a little upset because I thought they were just. So here we're gonna nerd out real quick. So when you buy wings, you could buy either drums wings, or you could buy the whole wing, or you could buy what they call second and third joint. So there's either the whole wing or second and third joint. So anytime you get the drums or the wings, you're getting this part and this part essentially of.
for people that are watching the video, he's touching his body.
Yes. So either your biceps, your upper arm, that's your drum. Then you've got your forearm, which is your wing, and then you've got the actual like wing, which is like your hand type
Hmm.
area. But we end up having so we thought them out, and I didn't realize they were full wings. I was a little upset. I mean, obviously they still taste it fine. It's just really hard. So anytime if you're ever wanting to buy wings in bulk, make sure you don't get a full wing. Make sure you get jumbo second and first and second joints. You'll be fine.
There you go. Nerd
Yeah,
out about wings.
indeed.
That
I
should
love
be an
food.
episode. Just who eat wings.
Oh yeah,
So
different sauces. Oh god, I love sauce. Of course, I'm
yeah,
that weirdo. I literally go to the if we get a new sauce in, like in our fridge and everything, I'll just literally just go and just open it up. And I don't care what flavor it is. It could be like something spicy, it could be something sweet, it could be something tangy, whatever it is. Like, or even salad dressings. I'll open it up. I'll just dump it in my mouth real quick, just so I can figure out what it's about. I like putting new things in my mouth.
I bet you do.
Oh yeah, food's it's an adventure. There we go.
So real quick, the Justice League, the Suicide Squad Kill Justice League. Even though the game may have good reviews, um, it's still it's struggling to keep its player base. Um, it's got less than earlier to see 2 days ago it dipped down to below 1,000 concurrent players. So the game is kind of dropping, even though it got okay reviews. People are just it's just getting boring apparently. So, but anywho, yeah, but they're not doing so good. So
Honestly, like I haven't. I mean, I've seen some of the gameplay and it looks fun, but I guess I really should have probably read the entire article and everything to see exactly what's going on. But I mean, it seems like it's the exact same thing that happened with the Avengers game. It's just hack and slash, and I think we've talked about this before on the podcast, but it's almost like a Dynasty Warriors type thing where you just kind of go around and start smashing buttons. I don't think people are very interested in that type of game. Um,
no,
I think they should have done something a little more like Arkham Asylum or something like that, where it's more strategic, tactical. Where you have to bring in certain characters for certain levels to do things a certain way. Again, I haven't played the game. I've only watched short clips of the game. But yeah, they just need to not make that type of game anymore, and that probably help it out. Because honestly, like I like the Suicide Squad. I think they're a super cool um, group, especially after watching the movies. Like I didn't know anything about the Suicide Squad until the first
hmm
movie came out, and honestly, it's like, oh yeah, that's dope. But the bad guys being the good guys and all the hard moral decisions that they have to make. That in itself is interesting. Turning
well,
into
they
a
don't have a
game.
choice,
Well, obviously, they don't have a choice, but at the same time, by the end of the movie, they always have a choice.
right? So, but anyways, real quick, just a quick overview on this article. Just Xbox, the CEO Phil Spencer has decided to release a few exclusives on rival consoles. I don't think that means a whole lot because of the of the companies they have, like Bethesda. Starfield's an exclusive. Oh, Starfield is a Bethesda game. Let's go ahead and give them Starfield because hey, why not? They had other Bethesda games in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Elder Scrolls 6 releases. Oh, that's my exclusive. That's an Xbox exclusive. Hey, you know what, PlayStation? Here you go. You can go ahead and have Elder Scrolls 6 because you've done it before. You've had other Elder Scrolls like Skyrim, things like that.
I would imagine,
So,
like, as
I
long
don't, yeah, go ahead.
from a business perspective, I would say as long as they would give their like a time between release of the game on the Xbox and release of the game on another console, like that would make sense. They get, for everybody who's obsessed with a specific franchise, because like Star Wars, for example, I love Star Wars. I will go out of my way to buy Star Wars most of the time. Obviously, Jedi Survival, Jedi Outcast. No, not Outcast. Oh my God,
Survivor. The new
that's
one?
the newest one.
Yeah, Jedi
Yeah, Jedi
Survivor.
Survivor. Sorry, yeah. So that game I didn't buy immediately because one $70 and bugs out the wazoo. But as long as they were to make the game appropriately, and if they were to only release it on a specific console, I would consider buying that console just so I could play it immediately. And then 6 months to a year down the road, you release the game on another console. One, you're going to generate more interest. So, especially if it's cross platform. So, one, you're going to get more sales just because, people on PlayStation are going to be able to buy it now. Two, if it's cross platform, if there's any multiplayer options, then now hey, this is actually a multiplayer game now that we play cross-platform. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up now. So me on Xbox and you on PlayStation, we can play together. Touch tips.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I would say it's not the worst idea.
No,
The thing is,
I
though, is
don't.
I would like for PlayStation to start doing the same.
They won't. It took them a while to do it, but that's a different story together.
Yeah, or just
But
release everything on PC anyway.
yeah, but don't expect them like, oh, PlayStation's finally getting Halo. Xbox is never gonna give PlayStation Halo. Forget
No,
about that.
that'd be a dumb idea. I mean, I
So
as a consumer,
Master
I would
Chief
like to
is
see it on
Microsoft.
there. Yeah,
Micro Chief has Microsoft tattooed in his lower area. Okay,
Microchief has Microsoft.
that's right. So
I'm
that
just
considering,
imagining a small little itty bitty Master Chief now, a Microchief.
but anywho,
Pull an Ant Man and Thanos, just crawl up your butthole, and then kill you that way.
so Samsung they finally released the Galaxy Tab Active 5 in the US. For those not familiar, the Active series is Samsung's rugged end of line. So they did all the way to the Galaxy S8 on phones, which is the rugged phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just has a hard shell case, Gorilla Glass Corning. Usually, has got Gorilla Glass Corning 3 on there,
I mean,
so
they
it's
all do
pretty.
at this point. They're only
Yeah,
still on 3. They haven't upgraded to like 4 yet. I mean, God, I'm
yeah,
so out of touch with phones now, and I got to start doing some more research.
yeah.
But
They're
yeah,
still on 3.
as I've never owned the Active, which is super upsetting because I was always like a Note fan. It gave me the option of having a rugged phone or the bigger screen. I'd rather go with the bigger screen. But I mean, just the concept of being able to get a phone that's already like water resistant. Granted, all the phones now are water resistant, but starting with the Galaxy S5, having the reinforced edges, it had the same processor, same RAM, same storage. You can remove the back cover. Actually, oh man, I should have. If I would have thought about this, I still have my Samsung Galaxy S5 Active shirt back when I worked at AT&T because it was all like OD green, and had on
Oh
the
yeah, you still have that?
yeah, the S5 has all like the because that was an AT&T exclusive, I think, back in the day.
Yeah,
At
they had
least
a
the
camo
S5
one too.
was.
It
Yeah, they
was.
had the camo, they had a red one, and they had a black one, I think.
I used to have the Galaxy S5 shirt when it first came out. I was working for Samsung, and it was the
Was it the
best
OD
smart.
green one?
No, it's just the Samsung S5, not the Active.
Oh, S5. Okay, I got the S5. Yeah, active one. I love that shirt, but I
But
still fit in it in terms of like I could fit myself in it, and it works as a great undershirt, especially during the winter time. When I'm already wearing like tighter like under layers and stuff. Like when I go camping, that's literally the only time I wear the shirt. If I lost like 15 pounds, I could probably wear it again. But I like beer too much, so it's not going to happen.
yeah, but it's cool that they're still doing that. And Samsung, um, honestly, the Android tablets are pretty solid. So
Samsung needs to get something out of their ass. They need to start making a low end rugged tablet. So we ended up buying some tablets for the kids for Christmas. And my number one complaint is for whatever reason, I'm not able to play Pokemon Go on said tablets.
yeah,
It's because the kids, well, at least Evan, the other two don't give a shit. But Evan loves Pokemon Go. So I can't just go out to the park with him on his tablet, hook up the tethering, and he could play Pokemon Go with me. But so I need to start getting back into the mobile technology again. I need to figure out what we need to do to put a new OS on the tablet that we got. So yeah, projects for me. So I'll talk all about that as my nerdy thing I did that week. Whenever I get that done, taken care of.
yeah. But as always, with what we're doing tonight, you want to stay hydrated. Luckily for us, Dubby has the Hydro series. With the Hydro series, you can drink the beer and then stay hydrated and just have a good time and still be hydrated and
Yeah,
maybe
so
not
if you're
have
gonna
a
go out to the
hangover.
club or out to a bar or something, go ahead and grab your little packets of W. Keep it in a pocket. So then, like, hey, a
Hmm.
couple beers in, It's starting to get a little dry. Go ahead and shake that little thing up, rip it open, put it in a
Not only
glass of
that,
water,
but if you
mix it
take
up.
it out, you can tell people about it. Like, oh, where'd you get your W? Promo code Surge, 10% off your next purchase.
Woot,
Yeah,
woot.
good advertisement right there.
Yeah.
You know, never
We
leave home without it.
appreciate everybody who watches us. Just want to say that. So if you can help us continue making the content that we are, please go to Dubby, do that, so then we can get some money so we could upgrade our shit. And then when we upgrade our shit, we can do more cool things. Like
That's
maybe we
right.
can go on a road trip. Maybe we can afford to take a day off for Serge and I to be able to actually stream at the same location.
That's true. Same studio. That'll be cool.
Indeed.
So, but let's just get into it now, right? We've been you know, beer. There's a lot to beer than you realize. I don't know if you're a hard liquor guy. I used to be a hard liquor guy, and we all have, people used to be. Most people are like, ugh, beer, ugh. That's not true. If you're saying ugh, beer, you're probably drinking watered down. You're probably drinking water that wants to pretend to be beer, like
Well,
Bud
as
Light.
always, beer is an acquired taste, aka it tastes like shit until you get used to it.
Okay, I'll go with that. It
Yeah.
really is. We all have a gateway, and we also have a gateway beer. Like for me, my gateway for beer was two of them actually. It was I started off with Angry Orchard and Reds, the cider.
It's not fucking beer.
It's a beer.
No, it's not.
Um,
No, shut the fuck up. That is a cider. That is not a beer. There is a difference. That's why I don't say beer on the bottle. It says cider. That's what
but
got you
still,
introduced to being an alcoholic.
and then like I go and then Blue Moon was my main gateway beer. So
My first, so I mean, I've had a few beers before. I mean, not that I would have ever drank before I was 21, but I only started enjoying beer until the October before I turned 21. I think I had a Miller High. No, not the Champagne of beers. It's a Coors. I think it was a Coors. Coors was the first time I drank a beer and actually enjoyed it, but I had a few beers before that. Um,
right,
as soon as I turned 21, bought. I was working at Sam's Club back up in St. Louis at the time. I bought one of those 24 packs of what is it? Bud Select 20 of glass bottles. So that was my first case of beer that I bought as 21. Because I
right.
normally what I would always do is I would always work the day of my birthday, but I would take the day after my birthday off so I can go out party hardy and then like sleep in the next day. So, but yeah, that was my first one. But my first beer to get me interested into like different beers was Shock Top. So similar to Blue Moon,
Shock
just
Top, yeah.
a little more
I I,
citrusy.
I did the Shock Top too because I liked Blue Moon, and I got Shock Top, and some places didn't have Blue Moon. So yeah,
Shock Top was sold off. Did you know that?
no, I did not. Who?
So I don't know who owns it, but back during the whole Bud Light fiasco, they started losing money pretty quick. So they sold off. Here, I guess that's probably important news for.
So I just
Uh,
wanna while you look that up, I just wanna get into it. I just uh, and we'll get with the different things. I started drinking like I said earlier in the episode. This Sweetwater Gummies Fruit Punch IPA. Um, and the beer was you could taste this. It was fruity. It was a little fruity, and it was very malty tasting. But if you like, I mean, I like it. It was an IPA, which stands for India Pale Ale, and it was a little hoppy in that aspect. And we'll get more into that as we progress. But yeah, it was just it didn't really taste like fruit punch a whole lot. Now I had one last night called Voodoo Tropic. Uh, what was it
so
called?
jealous. I want to pick that up.
I think it was like tropical IPA. That one was really good. It didn't taste like a typical IPA because most typical IPAs are a little hoppier, a little bit more bitter. This one had a real strong taste of fruit undertones. It kind of tasted like a sour. It was like a sour IPA, like but it was really good. I enjoyed it.
In general, I hate sours, but there have been a
Oh,
couple good ones that I like. However, though, I would say my favorite type of beer is probably like a triple IPA. St. Louis, not so, Springfield Brew Co. had one. that was delicious, but they never bottled it, which was a big pain in the ass because I wanted it all the time. Usually, a lot of those triple IPAs are pretty much like brewery only. I haven't been able to find a good one outside of a brewery, but there's another one. Fifth, shit, it used to be Melbourne. They changed the name of it. I'll have to look that up. But it's one in Eureka, Missouri. They had a triple IPA that I had, and it was
Hmm.
very much more citrusy. So it wasn't like the darker IPA, or it wasn't the darker hops. It was more of like a lighter, more citrusy hops. So those are great. However, though, so Anheuser-Busch, the world's largest beer maker, has sold off 8 top craft beer, cider, and energy drink brands. To our 10 Barrel Brewing, Winmer Brothers, Red Hook, Square Mile. Oh shit! Also includes InBev's Blue Moon. InBev's Blue Moon clone Shock Top. So,
Hmm.
Shock Top is who did they sell it to, as well as Breckenridge Brewery, Blue Point Brewing.
Breckenridge too. Breckenridge is pretty cool.
See, I'm not too familiar. I'm familiar with Shock Top. But yeah, 10 Barrel Brewing. I don't know who they are. Winmer
I don't
Brothers Brewing. Not sure
I
who
don't know
they
that
are.
one.
Yeah, Red Hook. I don't know who that is.
Hmm.
Really, Shock Top is the only brand that I am offended that's
Yeah,
gone.
but I was gonna say that oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, you were talking about your favorite type of beers or triple
Yes.
IPA stuff like that.
Hmm.
For me, honestly, I like sours. I'm a big fan of sours, and I love and then I'm a big fan of just IPAs in general. So yeah. Now I just since I finished that, I'm gonna be working on my second beer here, and then as I drink some, I'll discuss it here. This right here is by Boulevard. Oh, the lighting is pretty bad. Um, you can't even see it. Oh, it's glaring. Um, but here you go. This is it's pretty much by Boulevard. It's a cinnamon bun ale. It looked
Oh,
interesting.
I'm
So
intrigued.
it's cute looking. If you can see the bottle, it's kind of or the
The
can. It's
cans.
cute looking.
We'll have to
So
maybe post a picture.
I
Post
will. Yeah,
edit.
I'll do that. This one's also 9% or 9.5%. So see how it tastes. Um, so let's get into the different types of beer.
Real
Okay.
quick,
Oh,
I've
go
got
ahead.
two things. One, I just realized on the side of this can pairings: toasted ravioli and pork steaks. Because apparently pork steaks is a St. Louis thing.
Oh yeah.
Like so the story that I love is back when we were living down in Bartlett,
Let me see
Tennessee.
if I do this real quick.
It
You
was
can
just oh yeah, might as well. No, still too much. Your screen's
no.
got too much lighting off of it. Oh, that helped.
Yeah,
Move
you
it
can kind
over
of see
to
it.
move it to your other shoulder. No, it's still too much. Okay, that's a lot better.
Yes, here
Cinnamon
you
bun
go.
ale. Okay.
So
Huh. But
this
yeah, no,
lighting's
I
actually really good.
I remember going living down in Bartlett, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. I would say, probably about 10-minute drive, 10-15 minute drive outside of the city and everything. But um,
Hmm.
my parents, us from being from St. Louis, we would try to go to, they would go to the store and they try to pick up some pork steaks. Apparently, pork steaks just didn't exist. It so now realizing that on here saying the pairing is the ravioli and pork steaks, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Again, St. Louis company. But going back, so if you are ever able to come up and drink some beer up here, maybe this summer, we need to go check out Freestyle Brew Co. That's the one in Eureka I was talking about. They had a lot of sours. Now, granted, they were getting rid of a lot of their sours, so that's why they were selling all their growlers for like $3 a pop when I was in there. But
A lot has changed in Springfield too since you left. I mean, we got they've added like quite a few. They have a whole fast brewing, Tyne Timber,
mhm.
4x4. I know have you had a 4x4 yet? 4x4 is
No.
really good.
Mhm.
So same thing. there's more beer episodes to come. We're just gonna maybe we'll record live with other people and see what they think.
Yeah.
But let's real quick. Let's do the introduction of the beer and dive into the typical the different types of beer. You have a lager. Um, so a lager is if you can add things, it's into it. Typically, it's like the entry point for beer for most people. Because it's got a main lager. It's made from bottom fermenting yeast that has lower tolerance to alcohol, and lagers can taste light and a little malty.
Yeah, it's going to be like
Um,
90% of your beer, like Budweiser, Coors, just the most drinkability, aka the most basic
Yingling,
beers. Yingling is a lager too, of course, which is proof that some lagers have more flavor than others. Man, Yingling, I think I'm going to pick up a Yingling for my next one. Here, go ahead and speak about your next one. I want to go grab my next beer real quick while you're talking.
sure, sure. Um, so the next one is an IPA. IPA stands for India Pale Ales. And they accomplish numerous styles of beers, and they get their characteristics largely from hops, herbal or citrus or fruity flavors. Um, did you? I don't know if you heard me. Did you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay, so IPAs is they're the Indian Pale Ale. So they mainly get their characteristics from hops, herbal, citrus, or fruity flavors. They can tend to be a little bit more bitter
Hmm.
and have higher alcohol level contents. And then though the final product that depends on the variety of hops they've used. Um,
And do you know the history of IPAs?
no,
So the entire point of an Indian pale ale is because the hops specifically come from India. So they were importing. I'm not sure if it was specifically beer or just the hops themselves, but the I think I think it was the beer. So pretty much what it is that the hops gave the beer the ability to stay fresh longer, but obviously also gave it its specific flavor. So I
hmm,
probably should have read up on that before tonight. But in general, though, yeah. So it was during the whole, English colonialization and everything, and yeah, no. So they transported a bunch of stuff up, and that's if it wasn't for the UK going around and colonizing the shit out of everybody, we wouldn't have IPAs potentially.
yeah. Um, and then like as far as like IPAs, you have you know, and some IPAs can taste like pure citrus, or others are stronger and bitter. But you have like
Like
the
the triple most triple IPAs I've had are definitely a lot more on the.
yeah,
So a lot of times I like to rate beers on like on the human tongue you've got the multiple spots. You've got your sour, your bitter, your sweet. So really it's like anything that's like really activates anything more back here. Boom, love
mm-hmm.
it. Anything more front like the sours and stuff, not a huge fan of.
But I was gonna say like they have the West Coast IPA. West Coast IPA is more like your they West Coast IPAs is more of like a pale color. They hold more in the resin and the pine hop flavors. Um, while the New England IPA typically utilizes hops to differently to extract citrus and tropical flavors. One way to really tell the difference whether you're drinking a do you know what the difference is if you're do you know if you're drinking whether a West Coast or New England IPA? Do you know?
I haven't specifically because honestly, most of the breweries that I get are all local breweries anyway, at least between St.
So
Louis or Springfield. So I guess I haven't gone that far down that rabbit hole.
so the way obviously if it's in the can you can't tell unless you know what you're getting. But if you ever get it on tap, a West Coast IPA is just very pale, very clear, just like normal stuff, right? While the New England style IPA is a bit more hazy. You can kind of see like a if you look at it closely, you see like a billow of clouds just in the
So
beer.
those triple
It's what
IPAs are probably
they're probably
more
more West Coast.
more West Coast, yeah.
Like for example, Mother's Brewery here in Missouri, they have what you call it? They have both. They have Little Helper, Little
Hmm.
Helper is more of a West Coast IPA.
I would
And
have
then they
figured
have
that
a
one would have been more of an New England IPA.
Little Helper is more of a West Coast, and then they have Sunshine Chug Suckle. That one's a New England style.
Hmm.
So,
Chuck
which
Suckle.
I prefer the New England style, the
Yeah,
Sunshine Chug Suckle.
I think it would probably be more of a West Coast style for myself. However, though, I just want to say I feel like Chug Suckle should be a term that's on Urban Dictionary.
Right.
It's
So
like
it
a
should
man,
be.
dude. Last night I went out to the bar, picked up some chick. She gave me the best Chug Suckle.
That's funny. IPAs are the ones most those are not for new drinkers. Most of the time people get IPAs and they're honestly too bitter, too hoppy as people say. They're just really bitter beers.
Mhm.
But I love them. I
I
think
never
they're the
even consider
best.
them to be bitter though.
I
Like I
don't.
honestly, I feel like sours are more bitter than they are. At least in terms of like I guess my understanding of how my tasting palate works and everything. But yeah, IPAs from the win. However, though, just because I open it, so this is a leftover from Christmas. This is the Yingling Hershey's Porter. It
Mm.
tastes like a Tootsie Roll.
We'll get into what porters are, but that sounds pretty good.
Oh,
Um,
so good.
one of a little rabbit trail. Sorry. So Guinness is the king of porters. So so Guinness, they if you ever had a Guinness, they taste a little bit like chocolate, right?
Mhm.
Now Founders, if you heard Founders, I think it's in St. Louis. No,
No, not St. Louis.
where is
However, though,
it?
I was wanting to get into Founders, but continue your point.
So Founders has this beer that comes out. Um, it comes out about once a year. It's called Rubaeus. It's like a raspberry type ale.
Ooh,
So if you do half of Guinness, half of Rubaeus, mix them both together, it tastes like a raspberry chocolate truffle.
oh.
It's really good. So,
I love Founders though. Founders has got probably some of the highest alcohol beer I've had. So
ooh,
my
we'll
first
get into
Founders
that
I
too.
ever got was Dirty Bastard. It's like a
Okay.
13%. And man, that thing is super hoppy, super dark. Oh, it's so good. That was the first Founders I ever got into. Of course, they were like so overpriced, like $14 for a 4 pack, and they're just normal
Yeah.
size bottles, but they're so worth it.
Oh yeah. So, but then you have the pale ale, not the India pale ale. It's just a pale ale. Um, and they're usually hoppy, lower alcohol content. That's a pale ale, yeah, an
Hmm.
American pale ale. Um, they usually call like right there, types of pale ale, which include American amber ale, American pale ale, blonde ale, English pale ale. They're usually multi, medium boiled, and easier to drink. I do like some good pale ales. I like blondes. I really do like blondes. There's this there's this one that just came. The one I had just a few months ago. It was Archer. They're in St. Louis. Um,
Hmm.
their their blonde was very good. Um, they said malty. It wasn't very malty at all. It was just very smooth going down.
I'm very
Um,
seasonal on my beers, so
I am
generally
too.
my blondes and stuff like I'll be drinking those during the summertime and everything. Of course, a lot of my fruity beers too, which we'll get into Leinenkugel and what was the other
Lightning and
one?
Cool is pretty good.
It wasn't Mango Cart. Who had the? There was a lemonade shandy. Oh,
Uh,
Goose Island. They've got a
okay.
lemonade shandy, which is tits. So
Hmm.
good.
Another one. This is one haven't really had a whole lot of. If I might be saying it wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pilsner.
Pilsner. No, that's right. Out of
Pilsner
all,
beer. Yeah.
yeah, out of all the things that you say, like that's the one thing that you got right.
We're talking about beer. This is a serious matter, man.
True. Yeah.
I can't fuck up on this. Okay. A Pilsner. They originally originate from Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic.
Oh.
And so there's also German Pilsners, which most people have. Um, they're more like a pale color and pale gold color and crisp. They have a crisp flavor. They're a little darker with higher bitterness. Our Czech pilsners are a little darker with higher bitterness. So I've never had a Czech pilsner. Um, if I remember, I think the only one I ever had was this one called KC Brew or KC City Brew. Just Pils Ale.
Hmm.
So that's the
I've
only
had
I.
plenty of pilsners. I can't think what's a popular pilsner, because I know I've had them. I just can't fucking think of it right now.
So
Popular
while you look that up, we'll dive
pilsners.
into the next type of beer.
Popular pilsners.
Because it's the one what you're kind of drinking. A stout. Stouts or dark beers. They depend on where they come from. Sweet stouts originally are they're largely from Ireland, England, and they're known for their low bitterness. Um, we just talked about it. The most recognizable stout beer in the world is what?
Oh, uh, Irish
Guinness.
Guinness. There we go.
So, fun fact about Guinness. So, you remember Dublin's Pass?
Yeah.
Okay, they got new
Oh
ownership, by
shit.
the way.
Yeah. Really? When did that happen?
A couple years back.
Okay. I mean, I never
Um,
loved Dublin's Pass, but I still went there on a rare occasion.
I think it's gotten better. But anyways, so the they have Guinness on tap. It's one of the few places that have like a real good Guinness on tap. I'm not a big fan of stouts. Founders had this breakfast stout that was mid to me. I guess I'm not a big fan of dark beers. Stouts, and then the next one we'll talk about. They're my two least favorites. But that's besides the point. But anyway, so something about Guinness. There's this one time me and a few buddies we were out downtown, and there's this guy. He was like, we looked at him and he was Irish. You can tell, you can tell a true an Irishman. Super cool dude. He talked with the accent and everything. It was fantastic. And he orders a Guinness, and he gets the Guinness. He sets in the table, and of course, whenever you get beer, it's all served cold,
Hmm.
right? He sits there and waits, and we're just looking at him like, hey, what? I don't understand. Like, it's been 15 minutes and you haven't touched your beer. And he was like, oh, laddie, you gotta wait till it's hot. I can't speak like an Irish person, but he's like, you gotta wait till it's hot. I'm like, what? So apparently, in Ireland, they drink their beer,
It's
their
not. It's
Guinness
not.
hot.
It's not an Ireland thing. It's a everywhere except for the U.S. thing. Most people
Oh,
drink their
okay.
beers at room temperature. We
Yeah, but
are an anomaly. Like, just despite us hipsters with our fucking neck beards wanting to fucking drink, fancy beers all the time, we are the only ones who drink all of our beer fucking cold.
yeah. So, but stouts are like
Oh, so good. I keep
they're
forgetting how
just
good
yeah
that beer is, and then
they're
I take a sip and it's like, oh god, it's so good.
so most stouts you can get like they're you can get coffee base or cream base or sweetened espresso stuff like that. So they're stouts come in all styles of beer. They're just more sweet. So with
Past
that
couple of
one,
winters, I've been going out for the stouts. I've been getting some Four Hands has got a really good one, but a peanut butter chocolate stout.
ugh, I'll pass
What?
on peanut butter. I hate peanut butter. That this is a super hot take, but yeah, I cannot. I hate peanut butter. They make fun of me all the time. Everybody I know makes fun of me. They're like, "Are you even American because you hate peanut butter?" I'm like, I don't know. I
To
just
be
don't like peanut
fair, I
butter.
don't enjoy like peanut butter sandwiches and stuff for two reasons. One, it's a pain in the ass to spread peanut butter and jelly well. Like, they're just, either A, the thickest consistency, or B, a different type of the thickest consistency. Like mayo, it's a nice, creamy type thing where, just
Hmm.
boom, good to go. Where like peanut butter or jelly, well, for the peanut butter, you put your knife in, you put it on there, and then you have to like just try to drag it and just also trying to make sure you're not tearing your bread and everything. And then on top of that, I'm a huge. If I have to work hard to eat my food, I usually just try to avoid it. Like, I like corn. I don't enjoy corn on the cob.
I love corn like I'm.
I love the flavor of wings. I usually try to get boneless wings because I don't like. I just want to be able to pick it up and eat it.
Boneless
I
wings
don't.
are like chicken. They're chicken nuggets with sauce.
Yeah, pretty much. But I just don't want to have to work for my food. Like, I already worked a 40-hour week to get a paycheck to make sure that I'm able to go out and get my food in the first place. Why do I want to actually work? It's like the concept of like, why would I get an oyster and have to like shell it and get my food? No, too much work. Just give me food on my plate. I will eat it. I'm a fat ass at heart. Put food in mouth.
Yeah.
That's my hot take. Probably not that. I'm just a lazy sack of shit, and I'm okay with it.
uh, so the next type of beer is a porter. Traditional porters they trace their roots to the United Kingdom. They're more dark in color, like stouts, but their common ingredients are like chocolate or dark roasted malts. Porters taste less like coffee than stouts, or yeah, and more of a chocolate feel. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
porter.
And especially when you fucking put a shit ton of chocolate in it, I swear to God, it
You
tastes
know,
like a Tootsie Roll. You
only
drink it,
Yingling,
Tootsie Roll. What?
only Yingling can get a partnership with Hershey's. You know, because okay,
I'm.
here's a rabbit trail. Okay, everybody says Budweiser is America because there's a one point of Budweiser instead of getting Budweiser said on there, it said America. You know, but for whatever reason, Budweiser is considered a domestic beer with Coors, Miller, Michelob. These are considered domestic beers. But you know what's more? You know what beer is the most domesticated beer in the U.S.? Yingling. Yingling is the oldest brewery in the United States. That beer is America, but yet it's considered a craft beer, not a domestic. So,
Yeah, the
old,
oldest, yeah, brewery in the United States is Yingling.
yeah,
I'm going to open this up. So Budweiser, the cool thing is over in Europe, it is
Budweiser is
not
German.
anti. Is it German? Oh, okay. So yes, a German
Part of it.
immigrant moved to the United States. Or are you talking about the InBev thing, Anheuser Busch InBev?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're partially. So, however, though, yes, it was a German immigrant who lived here in the U.S. who created Anheuser Busch because it was a combination of the Anheuser last name and the Busch last name. Have you ever gone to Grant's Farm up here in St. Louis? You should take the kids one day. It's worthwhile. Um, but yeah, so it is a German beer in terms of a German immigrant is the one who started brewing it. But the cool thing is over here in the states, it is Budweiser. Over in um, Europe, it is, or at least in Germany, or no, Europe in general, you have Bud because they can't use Budweiser because Budweiser is a name of um, a city or a town in Germany, and they name their beers after the town that they're in. So they don't sell Budweiser over in Europe. They sell Bud. This is actually my buddy Johnny. He sent me this picture like right after he moved over to the Netherlands and everything. So near
Mm,
Amsterdam. So yeah, no, I've got
interesting.
this. Yeah, so that's one of the first things he did. He picked up Bud. Of course, you've picked up so many other beers and everything while I was over there. But since you know,
I mean, I guess you got just pick up a Budweiser. I mean, makes sense just for
well,
the
I mean,
name of it.
honestly, if I'm over there, the first thing I'm going to do is buy a Bud.
I'll
Just to
just
see
take a
what the
picture.
difference is. But you're not
Oh,
going to
is
take
it
the.
is it a difference?
No, there's no difference. Just he
Oh,
just wanted
okay,
to try it.
I'll just take a picture and call it good because Budweiser is disgusting.
But yeah. Oh, hold on. Does it taste like Bud? I was gonna figure it out. There's something like, but does it taste like? My dick is
So,
huge. It does. Yeah, it's normal 12-ounce can. Pig is just okay. No, it's the same size. I guess his hand just made the can look small.
so you have Belgian beers as well. They've been going. They have a wide array of Belgians beers span pale ales, dark ales, fruity beers, and sour ales. Which provides equipment for from rather that doesn't matter. But yeah, they're. carrying fruity, spicy, sweet, and high content, high alcohol content, low bitterness. There is a brewery that's Belgium. It's called Delirium. If you haven't seen it, they're usually they have a little pink elephant. That's their mascot. I had one of their beers. Very good. It was very sweet. Not very malty at all. Like they said, it's very low bitterness. Very sweet. But I think this beer was like almost 8.5% APV. So it was very strong.
So real quick, I'm just gonna say this. Nope, pink. So I live close to St. Louis, and one of the big things, see, just because you brought it up, there is a gas station / barbecue place / storage place that is nearby.
I'm feeling these beers a little bit. I'm so weak. I used to drink like a fish, and I could drink like 6 or 7 beers and just not get sloshed. Well, I'm not sloshed now. I'm not saying I'm sloshed, but I'm feeling a little tipsy.
I'm not
Oh,
saying
cool.
this is like a staple of St. Louis itself, but this thing has been around since I was a little kid. And yeah, there's the little fucking storage place over
Is
there,
that
which I
based from
think
Delirium or is just a pink
it's
elephant
just a
rabbit trail?
random ass pink elephant. You mentioned pink elephant, so I found a fucking pink elephant.
Oh, I like the pink elephant. I'm
Yeah,
down for it.
yeah. Highway 141's right here. You know,
I
go
have no clue
this
you're
way
talking
to
about.
where I'm living. Go this way over to Arnold, where I was born and raised.
I have no
So
clue where any of those places are.
no, you don't have to, but maybe somebody who's watching does.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
so.
trying to dox myself.
So you just told people where you live. They're gonna come hunt you down.
Oh, I hope they do. Oh God. You know, it's one of those things. It's like, man, nothing makes me more. I mean, okay, to be fair, you know, I always want to, preface this. I understand at no point in time do I want bullets coming my direction. Because, if I have to shoot at somebody, it's probably because they have a gun too. And I just don't want to be in this situation. I enjoy my life and I don't like pain, so I don't want to get hit. But at the same time, if there's going to be a house to try to rob or something, this is not the house you want to rob. One of
Yeah,
these days when we have a firearm episode, then I get to
we might
tiz them
get
out on that shit.
yeah, we might get canceled on that one. But like, come and rob me, be like, it would just pop you on hashtag dirty face.
Yeah. Subscribe to my channel, motherfucker. God.
uh,
Let's live
we
stream that shit. Oh,
we've been
guys,
guys, we've been
welcome to the Nerdy
drinking.
Phase stream. Yeah, welcome to the Nerdy Phase stream. There's somebody who thinks he could rob me. He's gonna find out wrong.
Guys, we've been drinking. Disregard anything we say.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't condone violence. Violence should always
No.
be the last resort for self-defense only. But I'm just saying, I believe in my ability to defend myself. So don't come try to rob.
So okay,
Continue.
let's move on to the next beer.
Yeah.
Wheat beers. A wheat beer. It's kind of
Mm.
weak because you have a wheat beer, which is spelled WHEAT. Then you have wheat beer, which is WITBIEBER.
It's just German. It's the same fucking thing.
I know. um, but it's cooler when you spell it in the German way. But wheat beers, they're very light. They rely for wheat as their main ingredient. Um, so that
I
gives the
think
beverage a light color. Go ahead.
a wheat beer, I think they just call it Hefeweizens. I don't think they
Yeah,
call it WIT, or maybe they do. But essentially,
yeah.
if it is a wheat beer, it is a Hefeweizen, which I am. Those okay. So I mean, I mentioned the first beer that I got into, which is Shock Top, but Shock Top is a citrusy Hefeweizen. But yes, 100%. Schlafly, which is another St. Louis brewery,
Oh,
they've got
Shapley's really good.
a great Hefeweizen. I
Mm-hmm.
used to be such a big hipster, and I used to take my bottles and put them on its side and roll them back and forth, trying to get the wheat particles and everything actually mixed up. Because if you notice at the bottom of a wheat beer, you're always going to have like sediment and everything at the bottom because it's the unfiltered wheat. Or maybe
Oh
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is. So I guess a Hefeweizen is an unfiltered wheat.
But like, see, it's like some wheat beers have their funky and tangy flavors, lemony flavors. Or like summer, you can combine it
Like my
with a slice of
balls.
lemon. Like Boulevard Wheat. Um, it's an okay beer. If there's nothing else for me to drink, and if it's between that and Bud Light, I'm going Boulevard Wheat.
Hmm.
But you usually drink that with a slice of lemon outside. Just pour the lemon in there, solid. Um, but yeah, it's Boulevard Wheat, and there's just the other ones. Dogfish Head has one. They have a wheat beer citrus, which is really good. So yeah, wheat beers are solid. That was one of my go-to beers as well for a long time.
I
So
think it's the best starter beer, like not starter beer, but it's the first step in getting into like the craft beers,
right, right.
like Blue Moon, Shock Top. Like so, you start off drinking Bud Light or
Yeah, because
whatever
Blue
the
Moon's a
fuck.
whet beer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
not
that's what I thought.
sure. God damn it! Now I've got all these questions. Like if I would have known these questions were coming beforehand, I would have looked them up. But now I've got all
That's
these
the point.
questions.
This is what makes the nerdy face so cool.
Yeah. So
We
I guess
just
what's
we
the
just
difference between
this
a
is not
basic
scripted.
wheat beer versus a Hefeweizen? I feel like they're the same thing, but at the same time, then why don't they put Hefeweizen on wheat beers?
Mm.
Because let's
But the
face it,
next step.
every fucking neckbeard out there, myself included, yeah, okay, fine, you shave your fucking neckbeard today, but you're still a fucking neckbeard. I am too, but I'm literally a neckbeard right now. So, point is though, is I wonder if there is a legitimate. Fuck, hold on, please hold. Is there a difference between a wheat beer and a Hefeweizen? Translated to
You want to know the
yeast
next beer?
wheat. In English, Hefeweizen is essentially an unfiltered wheat beer with it. Okay, so Hefeweizen, wheat beer, same thing.
Same thing. But next beer, sour beer.
Yeah.
So sour beers have actually shot up in popularity. They used to not be real big, but just in the last few years, they're becoming like um these sour beers are becoming enticing to people who don't like beer, but they're interested in like, oh, this beer tastes like a blackberry. Oh, this beer tastes like this. So it's got more beer palates that just wanting to try something like, they're tart. They're very very tart.
Yes. And it
So if you're not a
was. Go ahead.
yeah, if you're not a fan of sour stuff and you don't like tart stuff, wheat beers probably won't be for you. That's my thing though. Like a warhead, I could just pop a warhead in like a piece of like candy because it is a piece of candy, and I'm just like, this is good. A lot of
See,
people are
that's the
like,
thing is I don't mind sour stuff, but specifically sour beer. So like that was a super annoying thing that I got. So I already
what's
forgot
that
the.
company? They make uh they make a Sculpin. What's the name of that company?
No
This
clue.
the
So going back to what I was talking about, so Freestyle Brewco, the one in Eureka that I went to, they had a bunch of. So I bought a bunch of sour beers for like $3 a pop because they're trying to get rid of their growlers. It was super annoying because I took a
right.
sip of the beer and I could taste all these other flavors going on. I could taste the fruitiness, the flour, this that. I could taste all that, but everything was just undercut by how the sour.
Right.
Like I can't. I could drink a sour. I could appreciate. I bet if I drank sours more often, I'd probably like them more. Because again, beer is an acquired taste. It tastes like shit until you get used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No,
So
I love a good sourdough. So the company that makes the scope and it's called Ballast Point.
I don't think I'm
Ballast
familiar with
Point
them.
is that, huh?
I'm not familiar with them.
Oh, they're out in California. They make one of my favorite IPAs. It's called Pineapple. Or sorry, it's called Ballast Point Sculpin IPA or Sculpin Pineapple Sculpin IPA. Ballast Point, really really good. Um,
Is it how easily is it to find? So I mean, obviously I don't have a brown derby down
um,
here up here, but I do have other
I mean,
locations.
I used to be able to find them all the time. They used to be able to buy it, and I tried it for the first time downtown here, downtown Springfield. Um, at what's that place called? It's still there, Harbell's. So
Where's Harbell's?
it's right across the street where Hertz Donuts used to be
Downtown.
downtown. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
So
what?
yeah,
Where did Hertz Donuts go? Because they're still open.
they're still open, but they moved from the downtown location. They moved down to Campbell and National.
Interesting. I'm surprised they didn't just open another location. I'm surprised
Yeah,
they
I think
shut
they
that
should
one
have
down.
opened another location because that location it was hot.
Yeah,
But whatever.
especially when it's like early in the morning. You just get done drinking. You want to go pick up a couple donuts.
Right. But but yeah, the Ballast Point they made a sour that was really good. I can't remember the name of it. I'm kind of looking at my beer list here. So
Send me that brewery because I'm interested, especially the IPA. Yeah, find the IPA and send it to me. You don't have to do it
yeah,
now, but
yeah, for sure. But they're really good. I've one of my favorite beers from them is called uh what you call it, Ballast Point sour wetch. It's like a blackberry type beer. It's really good. So Ballast Point, that's the one I was thinking. There's another one that it was a sour, but blackberry. It's called the sour wench. It's a blackberry flavor of beer, really really good.
I wish I remembered what beer.
417
So
Tap House was I got that one by the way.
okay, so a couple months back, I would say probably fall last year, I went over to my cousin's house and he had a blueberry beer. I forgot who it was, but it was really good because we ended up
Boulevard
he
has one.
yeah, I think a lot of people do the blueberry, but he had some frozen blueberries too. So what happened, I was able to put a bunch
Oh yeah yeah.
of frozen blueberries at the end, pour the whole blueberry beer, just let them, and then I ate the blueberries afterwards. Oh, that was so good.
Have you I don't know if you've been down here in Springfield. They have a new brewery called Bricktown Brewery.
No,
Okay. You know the location 100%. Because we used to go to that location all the time. It was Old Chicago. Old Chicago had a solid line of beers.
oh, up from
Uh,
Spring the Sprint Radio Shack, that one,
what?
Sprint Radio
The
Shack, or where are you
Yeah,
talking about?
Old Chicago. Remember Old Chicago used to be by the
I
by
don't.
Colton's and Hooters.
Oh, we're thinking of different location. No, I don't think I've ever been there.
Okay. I used to go all the time, but Old Chicago used to it's right there by pretty much where by Hooters and Colton's Steakhouse on
Okay, there we
Independence
go.
Shopping Center. But they shut it down. And they did a Bricktown Brewery, which is just an American bar grill. They have a really good blueberry beer.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so like sours are just more of a highly tart sour beers, and they take them in forms. Like you can do sour from Mary's to sweet and sour to make beers with like flavors like cherry, raspberry, peach. So they're not kind of like lagers or IPAs. So I think sours are a really good starting point. So
So I feel like that's not the good starting point. I feel like that's the end of the line. That's like
so
that's like that's the final boss is
I
going for a
think that's
sour.
I'm gonna think that's all the different types of beers that I know of.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I can't think of anything at this point in time because we went over pilsners, stouts, lagers. Yeah, I mean all the Hefeweizens, aka wheat beers. Yeah, I can't think of anything
yeah,
else at this point. That could be the
well,
alcohol talking
the,
though.
the, there is. I mean, there is one more um that a lot of people don't really consider. I've had one. I've only had it
If you
one
say
time.
cider, you could fuck off.
No, not cider. Ciders
Okay,
are beers though, but
no, they're
whatever.
not.
Um, a R I wait RPA. It's a red pale ale, red type
Oh,
beer. They're a little bit different.
yes. Who?
I can't remember who did it. I
There's one that was super popular. I mean, at least you could find it literally anywhere that sold
I've
alcohol.
had it one time though. Um,
I think just Reds. Killian's. There we go. I remember Killian's.
Killian's, yes,
Killian's was a good
Killian's.
one. Yep.
Killian's Magners is an Irish beer, but Killian's is Irish too. Sorry, but yeah, that red ale. That's the one that wasn't really on there.
I want to go pick up a Killian's now. I'll probably forget about it, but I do want to go pick it up.
So, but yeah,
I'm gonna open up my Walmart app. Hope that they got it. So next time we do a pickup,
So, uh, so we're coming to an end. So, I'm getting a little tip. Let's wait to how much longer do you finish your beer?
I mean, this is beer number two. Both of them, my first one was a
I'm almost done with mine.
yeah, first one was a pint. This one's a what, 16 ounce?
Mine's a pint. So this is the
What? Let me
second
see
one.
it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Oh yeah, what is it? What are you drinking now?
The cinnamon bun ale.
Oh, that's a. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. Yeah, this one. How much are bottles? What, 16 ounce?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I've
But
got a little bit left.
it's favorites. I'll go into a little bit. My favorite season of beer is fall. I get laughed at a lot. More like, ugh, really? That's a beer. But let me tell you what. I love me some Oktoberfests, and I love me some pumpkin beers. Um,
Oh yeah, pumpkin, and they have to be actually pumpkin. So like, it's
you
really
know
hard for
the
me to find a. So Schlafly has a really good pumpkin beer
I was gonna say Schlafly has the best pumpkin beer,
because it actually
hands
tastes
down.
like a pumpkin spice type thing. Where a lot of people you
Yeah.
can taste the hint of pumpkin, but it's
And not
not.
only that, but Schlafly is also the strongest pumpkin beer. They're 8% APV. Oh, we never talked about the APV means. You want to tell the audience what the nerd fan what that means? APV.
Alcohol by volume.
Yep, APV. So it's just 9.8% alcohol by volume. That's all. It's simple. So like my beer is 9.5 APV. So alcohol by volume. So yeah,
Yeah, this
that's
one's a
all.
4.7. The other one was a 5. Yeah, I'm running. I bet my other IPA that I've got in there is probably a little bit higher than these, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
Of
all that
course,
means.
generally though, the
That's
higher
all.
the APV, the thicker it is, and the more you get filled.
Now
Which
here's a speaking of APV, here's a fun fact. So legally, every country, every state legally can only sell 17% APV, which is only made by a couple of companies. The only one I can think of is Dogfish Head. They have two of them that are that way: 120-minute IPA and Fruitful Fort. It's an elderberry type IPA, both 17% APV. The single bottle of one of these, just a single 16-ounce bottle of what you show the audience what a 16-ounce bottle looks like. Or yeah, just a bottle, just that one bottle of 120-minute IPA, 120-minute IPA
how about
is
that much? That much is just pure alcohol.
yeah, um, it is $10 just for one fucking bottle. Yes, I have bought that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I have drank it.
Do I buy that kind of
Yes,
stuff all the time? No, because I'm
no,
poor.
right.
But
But
God, do I love
yes,
it.
one bottle will fuck you up. It does. It really does. Fruitful. I didn't like Fruitful Fort as much. It was too very alcoholic, and the alcohol overtook the berry taste. But the 120 IPA, it was an imperial IPA, which is just a stronger type of beer. Solid,
And there could
really
be more
good.
of them, but no, the government has to get in the way. For people who keep
So
pledging, my body, my choice,
now
let me get fucking drunk on the beer that I want to get drunk on.
now there is one company that stands above the rest that did it, and it's banned. I don't think they have it anymore, but one company um wanted to just rule it all with one beer, and this beer, just for a certain amount, it is like what's the how old is it? It's like oh, I'm trying to get to it. It's I can't remember the price of it. Um, it's like $120 for just like a single thing like this. Our good old friends Sam Adams. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you heard that.
I did.
That wasn't meant to be. But Sam Adams Utopia, like this beer, I have to show you this screenshot. I know, I'm sorry. It's just
Do that
it
because
is
I'm
just
doing some quick research real quick.
right there. Let's do this real quick. Right there, the
Ooh.
Sam Adams Utopia, dude. This beer, this is the king of beers. This is life goal right here for me. Whether or not I'll get it anytime soon, I don't know. But maybe one of these days, the nerdy just tip us. You want us to drink this? Send tips. We'll drink it
How much
live in
is that
front of you.
anyway?
I'll have to check. I think it's like $150 or $120, something like that.
Jesus fuck!
But
But I
it's
want it. But I want it though.
the thing is availability. It's rare. It's released every other year. It's a 25-ounce custom bottle. Um, like it's tough to find. Like it's banned in some states. I think it's banned in Missouri. I really feel like no, it's not. It's not banned in Missouri because have you ever been to the Brown Derby on Glenstone, the main one, the big one?
Yeah, the cheese and wine center, wine and cheese center, or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck they
right
call it.
across
Yeah,
the street from where we worked over on Sprint at Radio Shack,
yeah, boy.
right there. They had this bottle on display, so it's come to Missouri at some point. Um, so 28 APV, right?
Hmm.
Look at this. It's godly.
So going
So
back to founders though, like some of my favorite beers are the
right, okay, I
bourbon
was wrong.
barrels. Honestly, wine too. Bourbon barrels for the win. 240 a bottle. Jesus fuck. I hold. Oh
Yeah.
shit! Go back to the screen. Go back to the screen.
Oh
Share it
shoot.
again.
Okay.
I just want to look at one thing.
Let me
No, just hit the fucking share button.
I'm going bringing it back up.
Do it.
Don't tell me what to do. You're drunk. Get out of here.
You're drunk. Go home. I am home. God damn it! Go all the way down to the bottom. I just want to see one thing, or wherever the fuck you just were. You're not on the same. Okay, Alabama. Hold on. This is rare but
Oh
not
yeah, yeah,
exclusive.
yeah.
However, it cannot be shipped to or sold at the 15 states:
Oh, so
Alabama,
Missouri is one
Arkansas,
of them.
Georgia, Indiana, Missouri. That's stupid. All right, everybody. If you live in Missouri, start writing, emailing, or calling your representative. Make sure that this is removed because this is bullshit.
Uh-huh. Utopia. It's the king of beers.
It's one of those things.
Sam
Sometimes I
Adams
think St.
Utopia.
Louis, Missouri is like super based, and then you find shit like that because you got some Bible Belt thumping assholes. Got to ruin it for the rest of us. Not saying anything
That's a
wrong with.
28% APV. Dude, you drink that bottle, you'll be drunker than Everclear.
I just want to bring up a random
Maybe
fact
not.
that has absolutely nothing to do with beer, but does have something to do with glass bottles. Did you all know that actually World War One was not started because of Franz Ferdinand? It was actually started because of somebody decided to put a glass bottle up their rectum.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, you should look
But
into it.
let me tell you about this
Dord
beer right here.
Dorde Martovic Martinovic incident. Look that up. Continue.
Let me tell you about the beer I've been drinking. The cinnamon bun ale. Yeah, it tastes really good. It really does taste like a cinnamon roll. Man, it's incredible. It just I just want to have cinnamon rolls for breakfast now. I just yeah, it's so good.
I'm gonna have to find that beer later.
It's Boulevard. You should be able to find it. You're like opposite end of Missouri for it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, no, it's Friar Tuck's probably has it.
Yeah,
Friar Tuck's is
Boulevard is very
our.
popular.
I wouldn't say it's our Brown Derby, but it's comparable to Brown Derby.
I got this at Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee
Oh,
is
okay.
so good. Hy-Vee's well, they've reduced. They don't have as many selections they have, but Hy-Vee is still super good for beer. Yeah, I'm a lightweight, but
Yeah.
hey, it's all
Well,
good.
we're not the alcoholics we used to be. Growing up, having
no,
kids,
no,
responsibilities and
I
shit.
think this is the most I've drank in like a few years.
I would say it's the most I drank in said period of time, and that's about it. Like
Probably.
I've had plenty of alcohol throughout the day,
Uh,
but I
But
just
to
chug
my
2 beers
defense,
within an
both of
hour
these
and
beers,
probably about an hour.
as I texted you earlier this week, both these beers are 9.5 APV.
Hmm.
I told you by the time this podcast was finishing, I'll be like this. It's
Yeah,
so
no,
great.
honestly, if I didn't one have to pee, two have to be up ass early tomorrow, I would say let's hang out for another hour and drink beer and enjoy. But I think it's getting to
Not
be
through a
that time.
podcast, we wouldn't have time. Maybe
Yeah,
next time.
next time.
Maybe next time we could do a hard liquor
Or maybe
episode.
if you wouldn't have just shut the fuck up for a few minutes so we could start opening our beers up at the beginning of the goddamn podcast. Surge.
Eh, Baby. But anywho, nerd fam, we've really covered a lot in the beers. Fun fact about me, I don't know where Tom is at, but people. I mean, I have a list. Okay, Tom remembers the list. I'm
I
just
have the application on my phone. I have not indulged in the
I
application.
I used to do the application, but I forget. But I never fail to update my list. I have had 443 different beers. 443. Guys, there's thousands. Thousands.
If not millions.
So, thousands. Go to your local brewery and just find for local beers. Honestly, local beers are some of the best beers.
Support local, first and foremost, unless it's
Oh, yeah.
Yingling. Yingling is base as fuck,
Yingling
and
is
they're delicious.
America.
Yeah.
No, Yingling is America. They're the oldest fucking company in America. Yingling is America, not Budweiser. Yingling. So,
Drink Bud Light, you'll
wait.
drop a dick off. Sorry, continue.
I think this is the part where we tell people to like and subscribe.
Yeah. So
Yes.
come check me out.
Check out the Hello Kitty back there with the pineapple, okay? And Gengar.
Are we posting to Rumble too yet? Or no?
I'm not posting the Rumble.
Just all you have to do is just hit the upload button. Upload to Rumble.
Yeah, I have some stuff on Rumble. Nerdy Face. It's there. The Nerdy Face is on Rumble.
So Mobile Ninja Gaming is primarily on Rumble. However, though I am posting stuff to YouTube, I need to get some shorts up there. But so come check out Mobile Ninja
You know,
on YouTube and Rumble. Come check out the Nerdy Phase on a little bit on Rumble, but primarily on YouTube and everywhere that you can do the whole podcast thing. And then also come check out Surge on Twitch at
the Surge 1182. Are you just doing everything for me?
yeah, I got you, boo.
All right. The Nerdy Face on all social media: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. That's right. Discord. We got it all. We're just everywhere. We're gonna invade your social media. That's the point. So,
One of us. One of us. We should
so
drink more often during our podcast. Either that or smoke a shit ton of weed, but whatever.
oh yeah, probably one of those two. But like and subscribe, and
And can support us via buying yourself some hydration shit so you can drink and not have a terrible hangover because you're hydrated on Dubby.
that's right. Dubby Hydro, 10% off. Promo code Surge.
And there's
So
the energy stuff too. No jitters, coffee abstract, but yes,
I've been
hydrate.
streaming Fortnite, guys. Fortnite. I've been hot on Fortnite.
I just finished the Jedi Survivor book. I keep forgetting the name.
Battle Scars.
Battle Scars. So I will be streaming, provided my needy ass friends don't want to stream with me, I will be streaming Jedi Survivor here shortly on Rumble.
Well, we can always stream on Discord and stream two different things. Overwatch 2 is what we should get into.
Yep.
But let's finish with that. Like and subscribe everything we say. The link tree is going to be in the link below the entire time of this podcast. So be sure to follow that link tree. And I know it says Surge Reviews, but Surge Reviews is part of the Nerdy Phase. So, as always, stay classy, Nerd Fam. Until next week.
Deuces.
Deuces for sure. All right. Stay classy.